Okay.
You may have to minimize your background noise a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hold on one second. How's that?
Better. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of Weekly Words of Wisdom Live, straight into the generosity generation, helping all of you out. And a very special episode today. I want to just acknowledge all of the generosity generation's response to our near and dear Mandy Thacker, who lost her husband Sunday night. And, this has been very tough on me. Sherry, Mandy is part of the family, but however tough it's been on us, imagine how tough this has been with Mandy and the children. They had 8 children total together. And so thank you, everyone, for your response and for your patience and for your love and everything with Mandy Thacker and her family. It's been amazing to watch this family we call the generosity generation take care of one of our most important family members, Mandy Thacker. So first and foremost, thank you everyone for doing that and making it happen. And right to today, we have one of our most popular guests when we did the Daily Dose, and this guy is knocking out of the park. Like I had somebody email me after we had Josh on, and somebody was saying, I was just at another summit and they were talking about how this person did half as many transactions the previous year, and they were so proud of just staying at half, where Josh he's looking to maybe triple his business this year, and it is his best year ever. And what we want to do is first and foremost, we need to welcome this guy. He's a licensed real estate agent out of St. Joseph, Michigan, and he comes from a construction background, and he entered the real estate business just 4 years ago. I mean, I know realtors who didn't get a transaction for 4 years, and this guy's heading up over 300 in his 4th year. Amazing. So first of all, welcome to the Weekly Wild, Josh Frazee.
Hey, how's it going?
So Frazee rhymes with crazy. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, a lot of people have called me crazy.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, it's just there. Like it's a softball, it's just like how can you not take advantage of that? So,
yeah.
It's good that that's your last name. I mean, it could be a lot worse, right? I had a friend in high school. His last name was Enos. So I'll just let the generosity generation run with that one. But it's one of those where, it could be a lot worse.
My wife's maiden name is Living Good. And if I knew I was going to be a realtor when I married her, I would have taken her name.
Living good, baby. You are living good.
That's right.
I get it. And so, you're backed by popular demand. A lot of people wanted to hear more about your story and hear more about how you grew your business. And what we really focused on at the Smart Restart Summit was, kind of your plan for this year and how it just exploded your business. And something we're going to cover at the Referral Mastery Summit is you're going to dive deep on how you tripled your business this year. So the whole plan. And so what I want to do now is and just so you know, for everybody out there who's watching this, first of all, I appreciate you. Second of all, we have just done something we've never done before for the Referral Mastery Summit. You can go to referralmasterysummit.com and use the code WOW. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a $99 ticket. That's right, $99, and you get the 3 days, and you get the 12 breakouts and 6 keynotes plus some other goodies for $99, $33 a day. Okay, that's just stupid, right? It's just stupid. So why are we doing this? Well, one is we've had people who just like, I just want the days, I just want to step in. And also some people are newer to us. So it's kind of like a welcome. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's the problem with the ticket, right? The ticket's awesome, but the problem with the ticket is you're not going to get the recordings of all the breakouts, right? So we're going to have 40 plus breakouts, and we do have a ticket for that. For $297, you're going to get all the breakouts, even the ones you miss, all the recordings, and you literally are going to be set up with a referral library for the rest of your life. So check it out at referralmasterysummit.com. Use the code WOW. And Josh is one of our featured speakers at this event. So, all right, let's start in the beginning, Josh. What were you doing before real estate?
Construction. I did a masonry apprenticeship. I was laying brick. Okay. And then 2008 happened, and then I became a city worker, and I worked in a water department. And that's what I did before real estate. And I was always looking to go on my own on something where there was no ceiling.
Yeah, so definitely no ceiling in real estate for you. So,
yep.
And if there was, you could lay the brick to make it happen.
There you go. Yeah.
And what's funny is, I've never seen a brick ceiling. So you didn't even have a ceiling when you were a bricklayer, right?
Right.
And,
exactly.
And if you see water in the ceiling, then you got bigger problems. So, so brick, water to real estate. So let's talk about that first year, and 4 years ago, you're young enough and it's recent enough to actually remember it,
Yep.
So how did you go from 0 to 36 transactions? How did you get started, and what were the things that you did, maybe mistakes you made, and what were the good decisions that you made?
Yeah. So I just had this conversation yesterday with a new agent that's coming on, and it's funny you asked what mistakes I made, because honestly, I didn't really make mistakes other than script mistakes is where, because right away I got on my phone and I called every contact that was in my phone. And yes, I tried to pitch Grandma to buy a house. And yes, I tried to pitch Uncle Bob to buy a house. And Pizza Hut, because I'm a fat guy, is in my phone. And I called Pizza Hut to, how awkward is that? Is this carry out or delivery? Well, you tell me. I want you to deliver a pizza to your own home. You want to own a home someday.
Yeah.
And just practicing getting in front of people on how to pitch your job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you had a lot of conversations is what you're saying.
A lot of conversations.
Yeah. So did you have any fear of the phone in the beginning?
No, not at all. One thing I learned real fast was they're saying no if you don't call them. So if you call them, you may have a yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always going to say no if they don't hear from you.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, it's always a no. And what's the problem is most of the time it's a yes or a referral if you call with the proper mindset, right?
Yep.
So you how many transactions did you do in your first year?
So from I got my license May 13th to December 31st, I did 20 transactions and 3.5 million. And then my first actual calendar year from, January to December was 88 transactions.
Okay. So so that May 13th to December 31st, Where did you get the 20 transactions? You don't need to tell me exact, but where did you get the 20 transactions? Who were responsible for those? Did you buy leads? Did you?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay,
I didn't buy leads. My Sphere and
Okay.
cold calling.
Okay. And who were you cold calling?
Anybody and everybody. I literally
So,
got a phone book and just started calling people. I
wow.
didn't know about Red X or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So you literally like a real phone book,
Yep.
not even off the internet.
No, because I was a bricklayer, man.
Yeah.
I barely
Yeah.
knew about Facebook.
Yeah.
So-
I love it. So we're just talking, that's 4 years ago. I'm surprised you could find a phone book 4 years ago.
Right.
I mean, so kudos to you for finding a phone book. And then how'd you pick who to call from? I mean, you literally have a phone book,
Yeah.
and
I
so
would,
how'd you pick who to call?
if I seen, addresses or, neighborhood streets that I kind of knew, I would just start calling.
Yeah. So you're
And,
looking for a reason, right? You were
yeah,
looking for a
yeah,
commonality.
yeah. I picked up a couple deals off that.
I will tell you that I think that's one of your superpowers is utilizing a commonality to start the conversation and keep the conversation going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, you're always looking for, hey, I lived on that street, or I lived in that neighborhood, or I live in that city, or I live in the United States, or I live on that planet, right?
Yeah,
I live on that planet. Yeah. So a couple of deals from that, but the most of them, 17, 18 were from like Sphere and Friends.
Yep. Family, friends, and, picking up referrals from there. My mindset, and still is my mindset, is I want to do as many transactions as I possibly can, because that I'm making sure that many more people are happy with the service I give, and they're going to tell that many more people about me.
That's right. And so your next year, January 1 to December 31, you did 88 transactions, right?
Yes.
So what had to change? What did you do differently that year that you didn't do the previous year?
I had a lot more focus on, so now I knew how to do the business. I kind of knew what generated business.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was, let's get organized. I got myself an admin.
Okay.
That freed up time for me on
Yeah.
stuff I was not good at, all
Yeah.
the paperwork and organization.
Yeah.
And then that gave me, I was able to call 20 more people a day then.
Do you have that same admin?
Actually, she just got an awesome promotion where I could not. Yeah. So I have another one who is amazing.
Yeah. So those two admins work together for a while?
Yep. They've trained each other. Yep.
Yeah. So love that. And so the admin, so it was you and an admin that year you did 88.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were doing listing and buyers, and she was doing all the transaction work and the admin work?
Yep.
Okay.
And then it got to the point where it was, hey, I'm losing listings to get these buyers and losing buyers to get these listings.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, what makes sense is to get a buyer agent. And then.
Did you do that in the second year?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you bring on the buyer's agent, do you think? Approximately mid-summer?
Well, it was August of that first full calendar year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that happening. So, once you get to 36 is when most people add an admin. There's kind of a number. It depends on where you're at. If you're in California or maybe Southern Florida, maybe it's 24 transactions instead of 36, but 36 is kind of that number around the United States. And you added an admin around 36. And then, usually it's that 50 to 75 that develops a buyer's agent, and you would have been at 64. So you're hitting it, you're hitting it right, right at that 50 to 75 range. And that allowed you to go to 88, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about, what was that third year like, which is last year, right?
Yeah. Added another buyer agent
Mm-hmm.
midway, probably about the same time, August of last year.
Yep.
And we did 127 transactions.
Yep.
And
third year, it was actually 2.5 years.
2.5
really think about it, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then And so
No, so that year, the next year I did 102 transactions, and then
okay.
yeah, and then last year did 127.
Okay. But here's the thing. Where are you going to end up this year approximately?
Fairly close to 200.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Is and you're going to go probably 300 next year. I mean,
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do differently? So I'm seeing that 102 to 127 was adding a buyer's agent and adding an admin. Is that right?
Yes.
And then what were you doing? Like, what was your focus? If you've got a couple of buyer's agents and you got a couple of admins, you took a lot off your plate for buyers and you took a lot off your plate for administrative tasks. What did you focus your energies on as a rainmaker?
Getting listings. Every listing I get is 1.5 buyers.
Yeah,
So every time I get a listing, I'm helping my buyer agents eat really good.
that's right. I like it. All right. And does your buyer's agents, do they get listings? Do they run listings? What happens if they're at an open house and somebody needs to sell as well as buy?
They're scripted. They know exactly what to say and what to do. And then I come in and I give them a cut of the pie too.
Yeah.
But I list it. They work with buyers. We're focused. It's just like going to a department store. Jack is really good at plumbing. He works the plumbing department. If somebody needs electrical supplies, sends them to Steve, who knows electrical.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love that you used those two examples for a department store because they would never exist in a department store.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
so,
a hardware store.
I loved it, right? Because it's so true, and it's like, all right, Home Depot. Let's just talk like at Home Depot. You've got your right, and then we can get Home Depot to sponsor our session. So
yeah, let's do that.
Right. So, I mean, this is going to be awesome. I know you're going to dive deeper on how you went to 300 or how you went to 200 plus and what your plan is for 300 at Referral Mastery Summit. And we're going to dive in. I mean, we're kind of getting close on time here. I mean, how I came to you by referral. So thank you to, Ron Garber, Doug Long. Thank you to Ron Burgum. And thank you to who's your number one AmeriFirst lender there in
Jason Kohlberg.
Jason Colburn. It's Colburn.
Yep. K with a K.
Kolburn.
Yep.
Or is it BERN?
BERG.
Colberg. Oh my gosh. Yep. I totally brutalized that.
That's all right.
What's his name again?
Jason Kohlberg.
Oh my God. He's actually speaking at Referral Mastery Summit. How did that go around? So, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So it's like, when you first said it, I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of recognize that name, but I don't recognize that name. So Jason Kohlberg and Josh are actually having a session as well at the Referral Mastery Summit. That'll be great to talk about the better together and how you guys work together to get more referrals. And so the main reason that they came to me and said something was because you've really implemented the 7L system big time in your business, and you're a fan of 7L, which I appreciate. So how has 7L impacted your mindset and your business or your business?
It was one of those things. I'm reading this book and I'm like, man, I really love this. It's a page turner. I read it pretty fast, and I wasn't a big reader until I got into the business. And the one thing that I really love is how you go to the same place, bring the same people, or bring your people in, and everybody gets to know you, and suddenly you seem like a rock star. I do this religiously, and I bring a client in, and everybody there's like, oh, hey, Josh. And they're like, oh, you must know everybody. And I'm like, yeah, and I tell them about all my listings. So when you sign this contract, these people are instantly going to know that I'm trying to sell your house. Mm-hmm. And they're going to tell people about it because they all love me.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing they go, do you own this place? And it's like,
right.
No. You know what's better than owning it? People thinking you owning it. Then you don't have any of the responsibility. You don't have any.
Yeah.
So I love that. And so are you doing a lot of these by Zoom anymore, or how are you, I mean, is it possible in St. Joseph, Michigan to have a one-on-one right now?
It's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Michigan was kind of, slow rolling, getting back.
Yeah.
But we were doing Zooms and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people that are itching, even introverts are itching for some one-on-one face interaction. So,
Yeah.
so, we do that, and it's getting a little more normal now. In the beginning, it was still like, hey, you sit on that end of the picnic table, I'll sit on this end.
Yeah. Yeah. So keeping your space, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, uh, man. So how about questions from our live members? Who out there is, first of all, I want to know how did everyone, so we've got some people watching, and it's like, how did your mindset or business change from 7L, just like what Josh just answered? So how did that change for you guys, right? And start your watch parties if you have not done that yet. And Kevin Foster's on, Cheyenne Lake, must be 1212 somewhere. Nancy Marshall is on. Hi, Nancy. And more. So bottom line is, if for those of you that are hanging out with us, what's your favorite 7L strategy, or how did 7L change your mindset, or what questions do you have for Josh, as this guy has been a rising star on a meteoric rise in this business? And, so what mistakes have you made along the way? Like what's something that, man, I wish I would have done this differently, or I wish I would have done this a different way?
So I hired an admin. I wish I would have hired her a little sooner, and I wish we would have been a little better trained. Obviously, I'm not really good at training on the admin side because I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have been a little more patient to bring on the buyer agent, because now that this machine is oiled and it's going good,
Yeah.
I brought on a buyer agent last week, and the guy's like fully trained, where before it took months, so, and that's not because I did get a little better at training, but the admin side of it and the onboarding and everything is smooth.
Yeah. A lot smoother. So you would have maybe, now you bring up a really good idea, because honestly, that's what most people did with their teams, is they actually had salespeople training their admins, when that's not a very good equation. Right. Because they're not salespeople. And it's like, and yeah. So they're not going to sell you. So how was your zig on that? What did you ended up having your one admin train the new admin, but how did you train the next admin that came in?
So the
first one, right? How did the first one get trained if they weren't really trained all that well by you?
Through fire.
Yeah. They just figured it out and organized
she was patient
themselves.
And she figured it out. And then from there, I was like, hey, you're doing really good. Can you systemize this? And she already had checklists.
Yeah.
So then it was just critique it, make it perfect. And then it's just literally copy and paste from there.
Yeah.
We brought an admin on in the new one during quarantine time, trying to Zoom onboard someone and not knowing what's happening with the world, and she's doing great. And it's all because those systems were already in place.
Yeah, and the other admin was there to train her.
And the other admin was there,
I'm going to tell you something. This is the biggest aha for a lot of people who are watching this, is that if you're a salesperson, you should not be training an admin. And here's the other thing. Your admin should not be training your salespeople.
No.
If you say it that way, it's just like, oh, that makes a lot of sense that my admin would not train my salespeople. But you know what? I've seen it on big teams, mega teams, where the admin is training the salespeople, and it's like, that's not going to work. They don't think the same way. We don't. I mean, if there's any, what was the book, Rocket Fuel, right? Rocket Fuel really identified the difference between how admins think and how salespeople think. right?
Yeah.
Just a
We
different,
just brought a salesperson on,
yeah.
and he's like, I don't have to order title work. I'm like, no, I need
No.
you to make 4 more phone calls right now.
Boom. Boom. Exactly. Right. No, you need to be talking to consumers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, conversations, contacts, talking. So, so one question before we let you go. All right. What's your mindset when you walk into the office each day?
Oh, good morning. Let's do this. I'm excited. I'm waiting for, 9 a.m. I've already made my 5 phone calls to the people I know that are up in the morning. I'm waiting for 9 a.m. when it's appropriate for me to start making more phone calls. And at 9:30, I'm ready for our role play.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Every day is a vacation.
I love it. And I know that we're going to dive deeper into the role play and some other stuff that you do at Referral Mastery Summit. And I encourage everybody to check out referralmasterysummit.com. I know a lot of you are already going, but we have a $99 ticket now. Just use the code WOW, or you can get all the recordings and all 40 sessions for just $297 instead of $497. We have hundreds of people already signed up. I'm not going to throw a number out there like 34,000 or 30,000 or 20,000 or whatever, because this is not a free event, right? This is an investment. Why? Because we got the best of the best who are revealing their secrets about how to have your best year ever. So it's one of those where this is worth every penny that you're invested on this. And if it's free, you won't show up. That's what I've discovered. So invest a little bit. We know you'll show up. You'll show up. And when you show up, you have a chance to grow up. And when you grow up, you have a chance to go up. And what you really want to do is you want to go up. So the first thing to do is to sign up so you can show up, so you can grow up, so you can go up. So there you go. So hopefully that didn't make you throw up. All right. So this is the weekly wow, the weekly words of wisdom. Josh, any final words of wisdom, either for someone who's considering Referral Mastery Summit or just words of wisdom for the current marketplace?
Yeah, the market's here. It's live. It's busy. Don't look for that elevator. Look for the stairs and go.
Yeah.
Run up those stairs and make those phone calls.
I love it. Do you know Rory Varden and Take the Stairs? Do you know that book?
That just got referred to me, and he kind of gave me that concept, so that's why I brought it up.
You want to know where that's from?
Where's it from?
Zig Ziglar, my mentor, right?
I love that guy.
So yeah. So Zig Ziglar talked all the time about Take the Stairs, and Rory Varden is like me, was mentored by Zig Ziglar, and Rory took that whole concept and created some systems around taking the stairs, and it's small world out there, man. Small world.
It is. This is. So, I mean, that's just when I was talking to Ron and Craig, and I was telling them my systems. Like, have you read the 7 levels of communication? I was like, yeah. He's like, let me call Michael up, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yep. And they actually got me. I actually answered. It's just like, hey, what's up? So that's awesome.
Like
So Julie Schrader, I apologize. You just came on, you just signed on, and we're getting ready to hang up, unfortunately. But if you want more of Josh, which I know all of you do, sign up for Referral Mastery Summit. Go to referralmasterysummit.com and use the code WOW, lowercase WOW, for words of wisdom. And I will tell you, Josh, I appreciate it. I cannot wait for people to hear your sessions from Referral Mastery Summit, where we dive deep, disclose all the details and all the secrets, so that, wouldn't it be great if, like, next year, like, you met somebody at Referral Mastery Summit and they're like, I watched your recording, I'm first year in the business, and I did 36 transactions because of what you taught me.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next year they do 150, and they're calling me up and asking me why I'm low on production. That'd be awesome.
or their 4th year, they do 500, and they're like, Frazee, hey buddy, I just want you to know you're 420, not competing with my 500. So hey, listen, that's the awesome compliment, right? Is when the mentee passes the mentor in production. You know,
Yep,
that's when it's awesome. So,
yeah.
all right, my friend, you have been awesome. This has been amazing episode of Weekly Wow. We will see you next week on the Weekly Wow on Wednesday, and you will not want to miss it. 1 p.m. Eastern in the Generosity Generation group. We will see you next week. And Josh, we will see you next week as well. You rock.
See you next week. Yeah,
Thanks,
see you.
everybody.
Bye.